What is up, Darrell Martin? Thanks for joining us on Benzinga Live today. Hope you're having a great Tuesday so far.
Hey, I'm having a great Tuesday. It's going excellent. How you doing?
We're doing great. Yeah, glad to hear it. So, are you saying you're having a great Tuesday because you're actively trading and your portfolio is green, or what's going on?
All the above.
All the above. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into what you're currently trading and maybe some outlooks right now, Darrell, why don't you tell me a little bit more about Apex Trading, what it is, and why you founded it?
Apex Trader Funding is a company built with the valuations for traders where you can come in and you take an evaluation where you make so much without losing so much, and then we fund you. We've actually paid out $95 million to traders in the last 2 years. And so we're booming. We've been open for 2 years, so just like rocking and rolling. We're going to pass 100 million this coming month. And I founded it because I found that there was a lot of prop firms in the space that just had a lot of rules to make you fail. Their main focus was not payouts. I wanted to make one where the main focus was payouts. And also, it was just a need that I saw in the market, where people didn't have the money or didn't want to take the risk or didn't want to risk the savings account, mortgage, whatever, but still wanted to trade. And we pay out 90% of the profits in that process.
Wow, yeah. So, I mean, how do traders get started with Apex?
They just hop on the website apextraderfunding.com, and then they're able to pick a plan from 25,000 up to 300,000, and then from there they can take up to they can actually do up to 20 accounts, and so they can get up to $6 million in funding. And as soon as they pass, it takes 7 days to pass the evaluation. Like a $50,000 account, you got to make $3,000. So you make $3,000 on that account, you pass it, and within the same day, by the end of that night, you get your paperwork. You pay like a $150 fee, and then within a few minutes, you're activated and you're ready to go.
Got it. Well, yeah, I mean, I know we have a lot of traders in the chat that have been asking me about prop trading and stuff like that. So if you're looking for a way to, increase the size of your trades and potentially make some more money in the market, this seems like a good opportunity through that link in the chat, Apex Trader Funding. So Darrell, let's get to now current markets. Obviously this week, big week in terms of tech earnings. You've got Microsoft,
Yeah.
AMD, reporting this week. I mean, what have you been trading? What is your general trading strategy?
I'll go in and I try to avoid earnings because I trade futures. So I use them as a heads up to be because I mean it can explode, especially like Microsoft. Google comes out, Netflix comes out. Any of the big ones there. So you got to be really careful, or you got to trade really small, like micros. If you're trading those, I trade those because I focus on futures. If it was going to trade them, then I mean I'd be looking at some sort of hedging option strategy. But then again, you got to be aware of implied volatility crushes, right after earnings come out. So there's all the dangers in that too with options. Um, but what I do like about earnings season is it creates a lot of volatility, and that volatility allows for plenty of movement during the day to be able to place amazing trades, get in, get out, call it your day, and live for the next day.
Got it. Well, I mean, right now, Darrell, we're sitting kind of right at all-time highs in the S&P, Nasdaq, tech all doing well. And usually when the market's making new all-time highs, you have this huge influx of bulls. You see sentiment get very bullish. And we're not really seeing that right now. We're seeing, in fact, like a lot of people almost get more bearish as the market continues to move higher. Why do you think that is, and where do you kind of stand on just your overall view of the market right now?
I think that's pretty normal, especially when you because I mean we just recently broke these new all-time highs, so you're going to have the automatic reaction of okay, now it's time to reverse.
Right.
Because so many traders are counter trend traders, right? And that works until it doesn't, of course, right? So the market can be wrong a lot longer than you can be right. And so I think right now, I mean, everything, depending upon how the earnings continue to come out, but I think it's going to keep rising. So, in my heart, I'm a bear, like all the way, but I can't let that control my trading. And so right now, I just see things continue to move on up
So why is that? Why do you say in your heart you're a bear?
because I love going short.
You love going short. Yeah, I've found that, and I like to play the market both sides too. But I've found that some of my like favorite trades, or I guess the ones that are, I don't want to say the most fun, because obviously anytime you're making money, that's pretty fun, and I like that. But when you short a stock and or the overall market and it goes down, you kind of get that like it feels good knowing that you bet against the, you went like against the grain, bet against
Exactly.
you were
Yeah.
right, instead of kind of just following along and doing what everyone else is doing and buying and being right, which is nice too. Because like I said, either way, when you're making money, can't go wrong with that.
No, and then the market falls faster than it rises. So
Yeah, and I mean, plus too, if you're doing it options wise and you have puts and the market starts going down, then you're going to get that double
you get that
return of the
IV.
of the VIX going higher. Yeah, exactly. You're going to see the volatility going higher, so you're going to see your contracts go up more than if they were going higher. So I completely agree with you there. But yeah, I mean, right now I would not want to be, I guess, like shorting this market. Right, the trend is
No.
your friend. People are there's still a lot of bulls out there, still a lot of institutional money coming in on the long side. But
I think whatever.
eventually we are going to see that pullback, right, Darrell? You think?
We're definitely going to see the pullback, and the time to start looking at it is when everybody has decided it's not going short anymore, and then they all think it's going up forever, and then that's the time to start looking to go short.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, because I'm thinking about how usually when the market's doing really well, you see, sentiment get better and more bulls coming in. But to your point, we just broke new all-time highs versus, if you look at the market in 2021 when we had broken all-time highs and then stayed in a bull market for months and months and months, then you got that euphoria of everyone being bullish. And that's kind of when you actually wanted to be bearish once, like, 70% of people out there were bullish. We're not seeing that huge disparity in sentiment right now.
Exactly, and you'll start seeing that on all the magazines and all the news channels. The market's going up
Yeah.
forever. Da,
Your
da,
mom will your mom will start calling you asking how to buy stocks, and then that's how you
da.
know.
Exactly.
All right, well, Darrell, any individual names that you've been trading or want to touch on? I know you said you're mostly sticking with futures.
Yeah, I'm a Nasdaq guy. That's my go-to future. So I love the speed of it, and so yeah, pull it on up there. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the Qs, so we'll go with the Qs
Yeah,
as kind
pretty
of
similar.
our proxy for Nasdaq. I mean, looking on a daily chart here, you can see at all-time highs, starting to kind of, I mean, maybe lose some steam here. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, that the market would kind of stall out here on the technicals while we wait for this earnings week, because I mean, these next 3 days are going to be really make or break for the Nasdaq. If we get
Exactly.
all strong earnings, I mean, this thing could take off. You'll see new all-time highs, but even the slightest kind of misses coming from the big companies, and I could see this thing pulling back hard.
Yeah, and a lot of what I'll see, like if you go over there on the right again and you zoom in a little bit, is what I call a sweep. Like you'll see the market pop up like it did right there, and then it'll pull down. It'll obviously fill in that gap. It'll sweep any of the open orders that have been left there from previous traders that didn't get filled, and then that's when they'll start making that pullback higher. So it's not. I'm not surprised at all by this pullback right now at the moment. But I think the earnings are going to tell the true picture. But even with good earnings, sometimes you'll see the market pop down a little bit, and then it'll take off and go because it'll sort of grab everybody, get everybody in short. The big boys grabbing them all, and then where your stop loss is going to be if you're short, well, that's where it's going to start pumping up hard. So
Interesting. Yeah, it's good to kind of have some of that inside baseball there on the different levels of where you'll see those sweeps. All right, well, Darrell, we're coming up on the clock here, but I appreciate you coming on, giving us some more information about
yeah,
Apex trading. Again, through that link in the chat, if you want to check it out, if you want to get on board. And Darrell, thanks again for hopping on. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, and happy trading. Good luck.
all right, thank you too. And by the way, check out the coupon link at the bottom of the page for discounts. So
Okay, there
let
you go.
traders know that.
I'll make
All
sure
right,
to throw that link in there one more time. So if you guys want to check it out, and again, like Darrell mentioned, there is a coupon there at the bottom of the page. So Darrell, again, thank you again. We'll chat soon. Okay.
all right, thanks for having me on, Aaron.